Hey, my name's James, and today I'll be talking about crystals. I'm a witch, so I've seen a lot of different ways to implement crystals, and I just want to create a short guide. This will include my personal practices, but it will also give a well-rounded approach for people who may be new to witchcraft as a whole. Crystals are especially accessible, which makes them super useful to newcomers. The first step to using them is figuring out what kind you'd like to get. If you're going through a lot of drama or relationship turmoil, a crystal to protect yourself from negative energy could be a great idea. If you're feeling a bit lonely, a crystal for inviting love, self-love, or otherwise into your life could be a better fit. Spend some time researching crystals. Many have multiple benefits, and many crystals perform similar functions, so try to pick one that feels right for you. Black tourmaline and hematite are pretty similar in terms of protecting from negative energy, but if you have less time on your hands to cleanse them, hematite is your best bet since it doesn't need to be recharged. Once you figure out what stone you'd like, the next step is to get it. Personally, I enjoy getting mine from metaphysical shops since they usually have a wider variety and the prices are usually more affordable. Jewelry stores can also be good, but they're usually more expensive with a limited inventory. I try not to buy them online because it's harder to get a good feel for them without being able to touch or see them. Honestly, I think the fun begins once the crystals are in front of you. Often I go in blind and purchase whatever feels right to me, but when you're just starting out, it's better to go in with an idea of what you want so you can get a crystal that will really fit your needs. If you feel yourself gravitating toward a different kind of stone, you can always get both and research the second one later. Anyway, crystals are usually grouped by type at metaphysical shops. Once you find the type of crystal you're looking for, choose one that stands out to you. I like to pick one or two up at a time and examine them. I usually go for the most unique, kind of a weird shape or a different pattern than the rest. But this also has caused me to lose a couple of very small stones in the past. My favorite piece of black tourmaline has actually been through the wash a couple of times, because I left it in the bottom of my pants pockets. Try to pick a conveniently sized stone that speaks to you, not too big to fit on your windowsill, but not so small you'll forget about it. After bringing your new crystal home, it's time to cleanse it. Cleansing is a practice that's used sort of in every aspect of witchcraft, but it varies greatly depending on what you're cleansing. The term refers to the removal of energy from an object, person, or place. In the case of crystals, cleansing is used to remove energy from all of the people who came before you that interacted with it. Basically, everyone who harvested, packaged, shipped, sold, or held it left a residue behind that should be removed to keep its intentions aligned with yours. There are a couple of different ways to cleanse it. Running water, 24-hour burial, sea salt, leaving it in sunlight or moonlight. My personal favorite is the sunlight method. Running water runs the risk of dissolving certain types of crystals, which sometimes can actually produce toxic materials. Burial requires soil, which usually ends up in my pockets. And sea salt can erode certain stones. Sunlight can cause bright stones to fade, but I never seem to remember to pick them up in the morning if I leave them in the moonlight, so most of the cleansing ends up happening by accident. All of the methods I've mentioned here also charge crystals, that is, giving them the ability to be programmed to do something, which makes them all helpful options. Programming, it's also called saying intentions, is a practice used to align a crystal with the goals of the user. Because the majority of crystals have multiple purposes, it's important to tell them what that you want them to do for you. And with this can help alleviate headaches and also help activate psychic abilities, but seeing ghosts won't help you with your migraine. To program a crystal, I usually hold it in my hand and close my eyes with my fingers wrapped around it. I focus on what I need from the crystal. For me, it really helps to meditate before programming just so my mind's clear. But, if traditional meditation doesn't work for you, you can always garden, go for a run, whatever kind of relaxes you. While focusing on my intentions, I imagine streams of energy floating kind of from my chest down through my arms, into my hands, and into the crystal. When the crystal pulses, feels warm, or tingles, I know it's been programmed. It might not feel as vividly in the body or somatic as it does for me. Other people might have different experiences with that, and that might change over time. It might not. The important thing is really just to trust your crystals and to trust yourself. It really only requires belief to deal with it. And then after that, you're pretty much done. Just keep your crystals either in your room, or keep them around the house. Maybe if there's a spot in your house where you work, maybe you want to put a crystal there for productivity, or, if you're having kind of a day where everything's good, but you just want to get like a little extra boost, maybe you can put a crystal in your pocket and bring it with you when you go to lunch or something like that. So thank you so much for watching and listening. It really means a lot. You can find me over on Twitter at JOfriaWrites. That's JOFRIA Writes. Or on my website, jamesofria.com. Bye. Have a great night.